Good afternoon. Welcome to BYJU'S exam prep. My name is Savitri Krishnamurthy. I teach English and logic. Now, today we're going to look at decision making. As you know, decision making is a very important section in XAT and a very easy and mark scoring session. It's a section that you can really maximize your scores in and boost your overall score as far as that is concerned. So this, most students do not know what it is and get scared of it. So this is one section that you have to attempt, but you have to be careful in choosing the passages. So what is actually being tested in decision making? Hello Saket. They test your ability. Actually, it's only reasoning that is being tested, but they give you a caselet which has an issue or a problem. So they're testing your problem solving skills. The problem here that they give you would be of different types. There are different genres that they look at. It could be a social issue or a social problem like discrimination against women. Gender is definitely there in one of the caselets. Diversifying the workforce, last year they asked, hiring more visually impaired people, right? Harshita, good afternoon. So different genres are there. HR and social issues mostly. So if we really have to broadly define it, you have, oh, why is this again red? Let me change the ink color to one I like. You can have HR, social, and of course there are some which require numerical analysis and decision making, right? So when you're choosing the set, you look at the caselet. Hello Virendra, hello Anirudh, good to see all of you. You have to read. The caselets are very short. So before you decide ye nahi hoga, I have to go to the next one, I tell students, how much time should we spend on decision making, they ask. I say every section you're spending time. English ho gaya, you've decided I'm going to attempt this many questions, then you move to quant because there's no sectional time limit, right? You just quickly do one by one. But decision making, because it's right at the end, doesn't mean you neglect it. You'd be given short caselets, very short, so you can read it very fast. That's number one advantage. Second, it's a each caselet has about 3. Earlier they used to give 26 questions, now it's 22. So let's say there are 22 questions and you have like 4 or 5 sets, 6, 7 sets of 3 questions each. You can answer at least 2 out of those 3 questions easily without thinking. About the third question you have a doubt, leave it and go to the next. So that should be your approach. Quickly read the set, quickly read the questions and see what you can answer it on the run and then move to the next one. Don't wait and say baad mein I will do this, because you will not have time. Hello Sonali. Alright, that is number one. So the approach is to read and answer questions as you go. Just answer mein doubt hai, leave it, go to the next caselet. Alright, now in this there would be one toughie sitting there. Year before last, the decision making was way tougher than last year. Last year it was easy. Last year there was just one set which I didn't look at. It said something about a chef preparing 9 dishes, the time required, optimization of time, something. They gave a big graph which had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I said, oh yeah, this is it. It will take me 10 minutes to read and understand the case. I don't have the brains for it. I don't have the time for it. Let me move on. But the other cases were all easy and all they tested was your common sense. Common sense and a little bit of care, because sometimes they ask which is the least useful option. So you couldn't go and mark the most useful option. Alright, so the key in any decision making caselet that you get decision making caselets even in group interviews and group discussions in IIMs. The key here is when they give you a problem, identify the key issue here. What is the problem? The problem is hiring the visual. So there was one passage last year, for example, which said that the CEO of a company wanted to diversify his workforce. Very good. Wanted to hire visually impaired people. Alright, now what is the issue with the HR head? You hire a visually impaired person, but the productivity of the company should not go down. The person should not feel any problem, right? There are three issues here. Diversification is fine on paper, but it has to work for both the company and the employee. So then the questions were asked, what should be the consideration should have in mind. There are certain jobs that a visually impaired person can do equally well or even better than anybody who has got normal vision. So should be given those to handle. There should be some extra provisions made in office for such people. So now that you've identified the problem is visual impairment, not like a normal employee has certain special needs. So before you hire a visually impaired employee, you need to look at these special needs. So this is the issue. Hiring but special needs, merge it together, win-win situation, and then you look at the option. So identify the problem, simplify it in your own words. There was one on leave and promotion. Find out what is the problem. Well, promotion is given on this basis, leave is given on this basis. Issue is log jhoot bol rahe hain. They fake illness. How will you know? What is the role of the supervisor? What is the role of the manager? Once you identify the problem, then you identify the players. Problem is that of leave and promotion. Alright, what is the issue? Lying where taking leave is concerned, and maybe you'll put performance. I'm not looking at the actual case, I'm just giving it at the top of my head. Who are the players? The manager, the immediate supervisor, and obviously the employee. What is the solution? Come up with a solution that everyone is happy. Nobody should be kept holding the wrong end of the stick. Nobody should be in a position of disadvantage. Since all three are players, all three should be happy for the company to do well. So you identify the problem, identify the players, and come up with a solution which, as far as possible, is a win-win solution. The options that would be given to you would actually help you come up with this solution, right? So the moment you identify the problem and players, then when they give you options, it's easier for you to understand. They will sometimes give you options A, B, C, D, or sometimes give you order of preference, which should be done first, which is the best, next best, and next best. So there also you have to be a little careful in choosing. 2 steps you can get it right. 2 and 1 you know should be the first 2. But the problem will be in number 3. Is it 3 or 4? That is where you'll have. So those areas will be obstacles in terms of answering the question quickly, but you can answer it. Alright? Alright. I have chosen 2 sets from last year. Alright? They're easy sets. The point is not, as I told you, the point of this class is to make you understand the approach. So even when you know the answer, I will ask you to identify the problem for me, to make a problem statement, to identify the players, and then we will look at the questions. That way, any question of any degree of difficulty, as far as it doesn't involve numbers, you will do it. And numbers, of course, you know how to do it. You have got some very good teachers who will tell you. So let's read the short caselet first, okay? Read it for 30 seconds. I will summarize it for you. Okay? Alright, start. All right, next. All right, next. All right. Okay, now quickly tell me the situation and the key, the crux, the problem that has been sprung on us in the last paragraph, right? What is the situation? Quickly, as short, typing requires time, but I want to see your answers. What's the situation? As briefly and beautifully you can put it. Let me see how good you are at summing up. Sum up the situation for me. Anybody, doesn't matter. Just type in your answers. What is the situation? Free and charitable food center. Perfect. Okay. What happened? Free and charitable food center. It gained popularity. This person is from Palakkad. Very beautiful place. Very beautiful place in Kerala. It's got some very nice heritage houses. How do you know? Of course I know it. And they've also mentioned puttu for breakfast. Alright. So, this place had a standard menu first. Upma, idli, puttu, curd rice for lunch and idli upma for supper. But as more and more people came, they expected more variety. Alright. Second, it's not a 100% free thing. You could make voluntary donations. So people would give food in cash or kind. They made donations. So far, so good. Those who could not donate were just grateful. So far, so good. The last part is where we have to be careful. So this Niyabuddin wants to now open one center. Acha ho gaya. Now let me open in other places. After all, it's not only in one district that there is a lack of food, poverty and hunger. In other places also there is. So let me open such centers everywhere. But what is the problem here? The cost that goes into running the center. In running one center, he's just breaking even, right? 75% of the donated amount goes into buying cooking ingredients and the other 25% goes into paying salaries, operation and maintenance costs. He hasn't said anything about whether he's, so most of it, it's just enough from what we can gather here, right? Now you have the caselet at your fingertips. Was it hard? Of course not. Compared to the passages that we did, look at the questions. Alright. Most of the DM questions are like this. This is last year's XAT question paper. I have not made it. I have not created it. I am not, in any way belittling it. But this is the level. Last year before last, it was a little tougher. So why would I start with something so tough? I thought start with something simpler. Choose the most important challenge Niyabuddin has to overcome. So you have got the background and you have your practical sense to decide what is the biggest problem he is going to face. Paying salaries, attracting enough diners, preparing only local dishes for the diners, getting enough finances and donations, having enough cooks and employees. Okay. No brainer, sitter. Yesterday Sri Lanka match didn't turn out to be a sitter, but unexpectedly result went our way. 197 for 9, I switched off. Easy. Anybody give me any answer other than D? I'll personally come and ask you how, what, when. Alright, excellent. D. Ho gaya. You got your first question right in that decision making. Right? Next one. This is an order of preference, right? So you have to be a little careful. Niyabuddin realized that on some days the food was wasted. People take more and waste it, then you have to throw it away. While on other days, diners went back hungry. They prepared a certain amount of food, and so they have to. A lot of people wouldn't get enough. A lot of people probably don't get any. He sought advice from a consultant friend on how to reduce wastage. So, what is the problem in this question? How to reduce wastage? The consultant suggested the following. Okay. Whether he really did suggest the following, we don't know. For the sake of options, they've given us 5 as the consultant's suggestion. Launch a mobile app so that diners can pre-inform their arrival. Instead of 60, cook for 70, cook for 100. In the mobile app, they'll say, hum aa rahe hain. Alright, ask diners who enjoy free meal to distribute excess food to the hungry on the streets. Okay, which excess food? The one they have taken on their plate? I don't know what it means. Ask diners to eat less. It's good for health. Jada mat khao. Okay, probably somebody like me, not just for free food. Preach people to eat less. Ration the amount of food to be served to the diners. Which of the ideas will not be consistent with the core ethics of WBLCF? What is the core ethos or ethics? No one should go hungry. What is the core ethos? No human being should be hungry. Right? So which one? Wait, let me make sure I don't give you the answers. Yeah. Read properly. Which one will not be considered? Not is the question, Sonali. Not consistent with the ethos. Give me the answer. I have no idea, Eknath. You're asking me about CAT application while I'm thinking of decision making. Please ask any one of our CAT. We're having these sessions on form filling. No, ask anybody, they'll tell you. Least. Why is Saket? If you said A, what does this mean? I'm just asking all of you who marked options where 2 is there. What does the option mean? Tell me. Wastage का मतलब excess है. Wastage का मतलब है what you take which you cannot eat and you're throwing it out. That you have taken, it's waste. It's not excess food that is remaining in the bowl. It's excess food that's on your plate that is being wasted. How will they give it to distribute it to others? झूठा थोड़ी देंगे लोगों को. You can only distribute it to any stray animal outside. How will you give it to people? So 2 cannot be. Hungry is different, this is different. So 2 is a useless option. 2 देख के ही जो भी option में 2 है आप eliminate करके then you will go to D and D. What does I even pointed it out to you in a funny way so that not without giving the hint. What does it mean? Ask diners who enjoy a free meal to distribute excess food to the hungry on the streets. The question is to reduce wastage. More is being prepared, that is being wasted, that they themselves can do. No, so for me, okay, you can interpret wastage in 2 ways. Waste of food that's on your plate or wastage in excess being cooked. Okay, I understood your point that you meant excess being cooked and left. Okay, then this would work. Okay, then this would work. But the point is then it will go with the ethos of the company, no, which goes against the company's philosophy is what he is asking. Which goes against the company's philosophy he is asking. Then which one will it be? It has to be this. No one should go hungry and you're asking people don't eat to your stomach full. Preach people to eat less. This and this are the same thing. Ask them to eat less, preach it to them is the same thing. It's just the tone. Alright, and rationing the amount of food. What if I want more food? I'm very hungry. Why would you ration it? Who are you to decide? You are giving food, that is right. The point is good, but a person knows how much he wants. The other person can't decide. For you, half a roti is enough, he can't decide. So 3, 4 and 5 go against the thought. This would work well if wastage means excess food, which is what it means, by the way. Then it goes according to the ethos of the company. And mobile app would make sure that you're cooking exactly how much are required. Actually, do you know all these huge temples where they have this free prasad sevas, right? Udupi, ISKCON, Shirdi, all these places, they measure the footfalls, and based on the number, even in Dharmasthala, they have that. So what they do is they measure the footfall. They have a rough idea, a ballpark picture of how many are coming. No, ration amount of food to be served to the diners means you are telling the diner that I am going to give you only one. That's why that's put at the end, right? So somebody is hungry and you are saying I can't give you more than one roti. That won't. You can't go hungry means you have to eat to your stomach full. No one should go hungry. What does that mean? Right? So 5 kind of goes against. If you look at it in terms of you're not giving how much he wants, you're rationing that amount. And when you're rationing, it might be really inadequate, right? Therefore, okay, so this would work, right? If you know how many people are coming and you cook accordingly, okay, you have excess food, at least it's given to somebody, it's not being wasted. So 2 also works if wastage means that, yeah, okay, all right. Next one, good one. I remember I enjoyed writing XAT last year. Yeah, except where it came to typing the essay. That my keyboard wouldn't work. It was bad. Niyabuddin wanted to conserve local recipes that can be used to prepare mouth-smacking dishes for the diners. Which one would be the best way to conserve local recipes? Every person says this is local recipe. Generations have handed it down. Every district, every town has some speciality, right? So which one? Tie up with the chef of the best restaurant in Palakkad to document recipes. Hold a weekly competition for the best local dish and get it judged and documented by local volunteers. Ask free diners to contribute one recipe for a dish and give them the responsibility to document it. Request a lady once a week in Palakkad to cook food on a voluntary basis and document the recipe. If they ask me to cook, they are done for. Tie up with one of the food delivery partners to help them to document the recipes. Which one will help them capture and conserve the best recipes? Vedant was very quick, off the tracks, very quick. He gave me an answer before I even finished E. He says it's B. What about the others? Anyone who's eaten pani puris can see that the best restaurant ka chef ka pani puri can never match the best local pani puri that you get on the street side. So I would never go for A. Weekly competition for the best local dish. Then what happens? The best come and the best food will be prepared and it has to be local dish. So this would be nice. This would be a good way. Ask free diners. For my free meal, I will just cook up some recipe. No. How will this happen? One recipe for a dish. Now, how do you know that is the best local recipe? And how do you know the free diner is the local? The free diner can be anybody, no? Okay? Request a lady to cook on voluntary basis. As I said, if I am the lady to cook, no? Kushi, 2 things here. Those of you who mark D. Ek to you are assuming that lady is a good cook. In my case, won't work. Huh? I can cook the same rice. So once my husband told his friends that my wife can cook rice in 100 different ways. 100 different ways. His friends thought, yeah, biryani, pulao, all that. What he meant was the same rice, the same water, and the same cooker. Okay, God knows what happens to me. Just when I decide I have to do something, then somebody calls. I say, "Acha, theek hai. I put some water, put it in." So the question here is, how do you know this? How do you know the ladies? You want the best local dishes. You don't want the local. You want the best, and you want to conserve the local recipes. So asking a lady, any lady, again, doesn't necessarily mean the lady is a local. Doesn't necessarily mean the lady will cook local dishes. You forgot the two. See, identify what you want here. Local dish, local recipe. So if you ask a lady, okay, possible, okay, I can be an absolute pakka orthodox South Indian, but my chole bhature can be the best in the world. So I can go anywhere and make the best chole bhature. Doesn't mean I have learnt it. My best friend was a Punjabi and taught me how to make it, probably. But you're making a lot of assumptions, right? You're again assuming she's going to cook. So this is going to have a lot of ifs and buts. You're not going to get the best local recipe with the. So the best one is the competition, and the topic of the competition again is local dish. You can't cook pasta and call it local Palakkad dish. Can't happen, right? So therefore, of course, we Indians have owned everything. Even somebody said there is a food street in the city where I stay in Bangalore. They say they serve the best pasta, and you'd be surprised to see that pasta will have curry leaves and sambar powder in it, for all you know. But it tastes best because it caters to the local taste. And so once you eat there, you won't feel like eating anywhere else. It's like Manchurian is an Indian thing, right? I mean, no person in Manchuria knows what is Manchurian. Chinese to dur ki baat. They don't have such a concept as cauliflower Manchurian, paneer Manchurian, or whatever. They don't have. Right? So the key is local dish. Then you have a competition. And whoever makes the best dish, say, give me the recipe. Alright? So the best idea is B. Alright. Next one. Okay. The next one. So, easy or what? Easy, moderate, tough. How would you rate this? Now, we spent a lot of time. Exam, you can do it in less than a minute each question. Very easy, provided you don't make silly mistakes. Just keep the main problem. Read the question properly. Make sure least useful, most useful you remember. That's the key. I make lot of mistakes there, and I come out and I kick myself. No point in telling my boss that I read the question wrong, which is why I got it wrong. I didn't get my 99 plus percentile. Nobody is going to believe you. A miss is as good as a mile. So make sure you read it properly and keep the main part of the question in mind. Easy. Next one, not that easy, but if you follow the right strategy, will be equally easy. Alright, start. 30 seconds to read. Yeah. I'm actually giving you a minute. Next, you read the points carefully. So I'll give you a minute, huh? All right. Now you understood the case, right? There's a business school who has facing a problem, right? So they have the best faculty known for their domain expertise and excellence in teaching. But the problem is that two problems. One was it was finding its course content was not keeping up with the changes. The global business scenario is changing. The content has to be relevant to that. So upgrading it to the latest changes, they were having a problems. Second problem is the faculty. All these people who are getting kudos for their teaching and their teaching skills and their expertise, they are going to retire soon. So they have decided to recruit young faculty. Okay, so the problem is upgradation of courses, faculty retiring. So they need to hire faculty. All right, but remember, not just teaching, they also have the problem of courses, upgradation of courses. So the dean, when she must have sent out applications, when she scanned applications, she found the applicants could be categorized into three. Type A, very good teachers, good at teaching, almost as good as the existing faculty. So A are excellent at teaching. Nothing has been mentioned about their content creation. Type B, average at teaching and content. And type C, not good at teaching but ready to do anything. All right, now also the course, they're just giving some standing orders, some rules. The university can have a complementary course, and a complementary course covers the latest content which complements the existing course. Right. Question 4. Which option will be the best recruitment decision for BPS? Don't recruit, request the existing faculty to develop complementary courses. Hire type B candidates. Type B कौन सा है? Average. Average in both teaching and content, so that all types of courses can be covered. C, hire A unconditionally because you want the best teachers to be replaced. D, hire type A but tell them that they can't just teach, they will also have to create content, develop complementary courses for upgradation. E, hire type C candidates as they can teach any course. Quickly, which is the best? Which is the best option? D, you're getting the best teacher, you're also getting your content. Come on, best, obviously. There's no choice here, right? It's a sitter. Now, academics, now this becomes a little subjective. They wanted to reduce future conflicts and political maneuvering to ensure harmony among faculty. So which one would reduce conflicts and politicking among the faculty? Which one would reduce conflict and politicking? Okay, very subjective. I can argue for both sides of, whichever option you give, I'll argue for the other one. But then we have the answer key given by XAT. Therefore, my answer will be firm on one. Quick, let me see the answers. Hire B to teach complementary courses. Hire A to teach existing courses and ask existing faculty to teach new courses. Hire A and let the new as well as existing faculty offer same courses. Hire C and allow them to teach all types of courses. Hire B and allow them to teach all types of courses. Now, let's go with E. Let's start with E. Okay. Hire B and allow them to teach all kinds of. इसमें क्या हुआ? You're settling for mediocrity and you're still not sure of the politicking part of it. C type, all types of courses, but you're losing out. No, they're not good teachers. At least B, here and here, the chances of politicking we don't know. but the quality of teaching you're compromising. So your choice would be between A and B. Now because B can do both, so hire B to teach complementary courses. A, the existing faculty can continue, so there will be no, till they retire. And so there will be no politicking. The problem here is existing faculty, new courses. This is the ripe ground for all kind of politicking. This is also ripe ground for all type of politicking. Okay. D and D, remember, you are what you're getting with A and B, you're not getting with type C. Alright. B, teach complementary. A, the existing faculty, then it will not be there. Here if you're doing that, the existing faculty will still, there will be some resentment, right? So if these come in to teach only the complementary and the existing continue till they retire, then resentment will be less. Exact, understood? Alright. Most efficient utilization of faculty resources. Most efficient utilization. So what are you looking at? The best. The root cause would be to remove if B is handled. Exactly, Virendra. Most efficient utilization. So who are the best resources? They will be. So now this is again a given. This is again, if you remember, if you know the meaning of most efficient utilization, you know. You are choosing the best and getting all the work done by them. Most efficient utilization. So which one will be your answer? A, C, B. Which one? Existing are retiring, Vedant. Existing are retiring. So most efficient utilization. Existing are retiring, tabhi to hiring ka baat hua. Existing are retiring. Then only the whole question of hiring has come in. Here also the existing are retiring. After that you are not getting the best faculty. You are getting B to fill in their positions. So right now it is best. A will, the existing faculty will teach and B will teach complementary courses. But eventually what will happen? After they retire, you're not got the best teachers. If you can get the best teachers to also develop content, that is your best utilization. Ek hi aadmi dono kaam kar raha hai and he is giving the best. Got it? Therefore answer is A. Alright. How was this? Little, it only made you think more, and since time is marks, it did seem a little difficult because we spent more time in answering these questions. Getting it right was not a problem, but answering these questions took a little more time. And every time you spent more time, tension increased, your chances of making a mistake on the next question increased. Right? I hope you enjoyed the session. Do join me again for another session. Join our courses. Take this when the window is open and join our analysis immediately after that. Ask us anything. A fantastic session on 14th at 3 p.m. not very far away. All the 4 heroes of BYJU'S are going to be there to answer all your questions. Any query, all your queries. Alright. 17th, Srinivas will be telling you how to balance studies and job and test prep. If you are joining any of our courses, do take the scholarship test. Join our social media handle so that you get all notifications. I will see you again on Tuesdays and Wednesdays at 12 o'clock with some session. Alright, until then, bye-bye. Take care.